Wonderful. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Friday. I can't believe it's Friday already. Um,
Mm.
Once again, we are sad that John can't be with us. He is still traveling, but he sends his love and he cannot wait till he can be with us again. And I have the honor of sitting in for John today. I'm really excited about our guest. His name is Eduardo Solana from the Philippines, and he's been painting since 1998. And he's not just a painter. I'm really excited for him to tell you all the other cool things that he does. He's a member of the Cebu Watercolor Society. He's won several awards, and we're just really excited that you're here, Eduardo. So welcome. Awesome. So we have a slideshow as usual of his work. And Eduardo, as the slideshow goes, just if you could explain a little bit about the artworks, that would be awesome.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
on
perfect.
standby. We'll do a share screen now. So always a best practice whenever we go live to invite you friends, all of our friends, to connect with our guest artists. Most of them, if not all, are active on Instagram. This is Eduardo's Instagram handle, Eduardo
Mhm.
Solana Jr. And of course, he is also on Facebook. Easy to locate, easy to find his name there. So we
Yeah.
have, I think, around six sample artworks here, Ed, and we'll be happy to hear something about each of the artworks. We start with this piece.
Okay. Uh, I painted this one back in 2020, and that's a pandemic time. Get nothing to do. Get very serious with the painting. I found this photo in Facebook, a friend of mine, and I just love it. It's a typical Filipino look, where like the banana and the coconut. It's just really for me an awesome piece. And I got like this painting actually became like a finalist for the EMWA, the International Masters Watercolor something. I was a finalist for this one, and this is already being collected. I don't have that painting, unfortunately. It's a very nice painting. It's a loose painting, very transparent, and yeah, sometimes watercolor gives you a different effect. This one, this is a this is a reference when I was in LA with my wife. So it was really a quick watercolor painting. I did loose watercolor painting. Um, yeah, with a very controlled palette. Um, four colors, I guess, for that one. I just love how the very atmospheric. One of my favorite. I love this subject so much. It's a I think a grouper fish. Also found this reference from a friend also, and this painting is something I really love the most because it shows watercolor. The character is very transparent, translucent, and I just really love it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Amazing.
I think that one's my favorite so far.
Yeah, I really love that painting. My wife don't want to let go of that painting, but one of the collectors told me and said if I can have that one. This painting is we're badly hit by one of the biggest typhoon in the Philippines. That was Odette, and it was very terrible. All the ship, the boats were being washed out, and this is a very iconic one. It's in the newspaper. This boat was really washed out from the water, and I just feel it, to have a memory of that one. Although it's not a good memory, but I find time to paint this one, and I just love the effect. Controlled painting, just the warm colors, earth colors, and I just love this one. Yeah.
I love
Uh,
the marks that you made on this one, the dark green marks. That's really cool.
yeah. Typical scene in the Philippines, we have the local boats. I was traveling north in Cebu, where there are a lot of fishing village, and I was there also with my family, spending holiday, and I just saw this very nice place where like ruins, also boats, and then the usual the the fishermen are using this boat. And back in the studio, find time to really um, paint this one. I love this painting also. But I kind of like experimenting this one. If you notice, there's like a white squarish thing, and that's a gouache white I use. Um, yeah,
It
so
has such a sense of movement.
yeah.
Beautiful.
That's what I really wanted to project in the painting. Very dynamic with lots of movement and bit of something like uh, splash of paint, textures like that. But that's just I really wanted to do that painting.
Awesome, awesome. So you're gonna do a demo for us today,
Yeah, yeah,
and you are okay with questions while you paint.
yeah. Sure. I'm
Yeah.
good
So
with that one.
everybody, whether you're on Facebook or Zoom, you can type your questions in if you're on Zoom and you're feeling brave, you can go ahead and just raise your hand or ask. We love that. So all right. So when you're ready, you can get started.
Sure. I'm actually ready. But first, I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for having me here. It's really a surprise for me, and I'm excited, but I'm kind of like also very anxious because I know, it's a global thing also, and I see a lot of ambassadors here are really good. I've been following you guys in Instagram, in Facebook, and you guys are really awesome. And to be part of Daniel Smith program is something also I feel very privileged. So I can start with the demo and bear with me, and I hope you guys will enjoy. You can ask question. So I can switch my camera to my canvas now.
Yes.
All right. Uh, sorry. Okay. So um, I paint a lot, like seascape, boats. I do paint a lot of those things. And what I have here is ready, just to catch up with the time. I did a quick sketch. So before I start painting, let me just introduce right now which color that I'll be using. This is actually my palette in the studio. So here's the warm colors here, and then on the other side, the cool colors. And these are the swatches that I'm gonna use for tonight, for this morning. I have this one. Okay, 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 okay. I have this one in here. So we have the new gumbo, the yellow thing. We have one of my favorite, the imperial purple, the ultramarine, um, two types of like the orangey thing, the pyro scarlet, the Maya orange. I'm using this one a lot also. And then of course the yellow ochre and this burnt orange, the quin quina. It's so hard to pronounce actually. Quinacridone
Quinacridone.
burnt.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Quinacridone.
but I love this one. I always mix this one with some other colors also. And this undersea green. This is very beautiful. I forgot to put the olive green, but I'm also using the olive green. And then yeah, these two, the neutral tint and the lunar blue. These are beautiful colors. So this will be the colors that I'll be using tonight. So um, the subject that I have is something not very, I mean something very common. This is from the marina. I was in Denmark at this time, and then I took a beautiful photo during winter, and I just really love the subject. So I guess I can start painting now.
Yeah, do you want to go really fast? Just mention what kind of paper that you are using today.
So I'm using the Baohong paper brand, and this is a cold press paper. It's 16.1 by 12.2 or 12.1 inches paper. If I'm not wrong. 12.2.
Do you like to
So
paint flat or do you have it on an angle?
mm, in the studio I normally paint in flat. Uh, Outdoor plein air, it's in an angle. But studio I just paint in flat. If I have to
Awesome.
tilt, I just have to hold my paper and then to do the tilting. But I
Awesome.
normally
Thank you.
paint in flat, just this one.
Thank you.
All right. So for the sketching, because for me the sketch is very important. I have to like determine two things: which part is the darkest part, which I already put some shades in here, and then not forgetting where are the highlights also, like making sure that I won't paint that one. Although there's a gouache white, I'm comfortable of using that one, but I'm trying to like put more of it because I'm just putting it for that highlight. But as you can see, it's more like already like knock out which areas to be in dark, like this one here, here, and then a little bit of the casting of the shadow. It's more or less like putting everything in context already. So that's how I really it's a quick sketch. When I do some sketching, it's very rough. Um, I normally don't erase this one. Quick sketching, and I love just doing that one. So to start, uh, I want to work in the with the background first, and I'll be using for the background. I'll be using the lunar blue and the neutral tint. That will be I'll be using. So I have this flat brush. This one. This is from NIF. So normally put some water here, making sure it's wet.
There's a question in the chat from BJ,
Mm-hmm.
kind of about your process. A lot of artists begin with their lightest values. And so there's a question about what you kind of like what your process is, top to bottom, back to front. Does that make sense?
Mm, it actually depends. Like they said that you just have to start in the lightest color. Yeah, which is good because you can just put some like overlap colors on that one. But this one, because I just want to directly put the pigment and I'm putting there's water on it, so it's okay because it will be on a wash form. I just want to see the color being spread, so I can have control also with that one.
Thank you.
So the background, I normally just you know make sure that it's all wet. Um, it's a wash technique. putting some water. But I'm very conscious in terms of how how dry it will be later. So it won't, it I'll be adding the colors and making sure that it won't, sometimes it dries so quickly and it's kind of like adding some gap on the some of the colors. So one of the thing that I'm also doing is, although I have really a good subject, but I wanted to be expressive, so I wanted to just do my own thing.
I'm imagining your sketch is done in graphite.
Uh, it's it's a HB pencil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Do you have a reference photo you're working from?
Yeah, I have a reference photo.
Oh, awesome.
But I'm just glancing from the subject out, but not really copying exactly. So what I love with this in this stage is that I can just slowly add some dark colors, like just like doing that one. Because that gives you really a nice effect.
Just, if we're quiet, we're just mesmerized. That's all. It looks like you're mixing on paper. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I'm using right now the yellow ochre. So while everything is wet, I actually do this one. It's one of my favorite thing to do. Like just get this kind of brush. Um, it's a it's for acrylic, oil painting, and then I start doing this. So this is just to create a little texture. But this very most of my painting have this one. Just going straight to my palette and then get those dark colors.
Love that. Oh my goodness. So you're just making a little bit of splatter.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of splatter. And then this point, the background is still, I mean, the sky is still wet, so I can just pick up my um these brushes like uh dagger brush or small thin to create thin lines. So I can just do like that. Just to create a bit of movement on the painting. And then since it's still wet, it's just gonna like um mix with the background.
So it'll kind of soften and bleed out a little bit.
Yeah, 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 exactly. And because I don't want it to also be very visible later, because I'll be focused on the subject.
I just posted the link to the Daniel Smith blog post about Eduardo, and I was reading a little blurb about Eduardo, and it says that you give free demos to burgeoning artists as a way of giving back to your community. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's also good to really teach also the young ones, teach people also.
That's awesome. What artists were you inspired by?
Oh, I can't really name all of them, but uh I have a local artist here in Cebu also. He's one of my teacher. He's Kim Soy, because he's my professor when I was really in college. And then uh, it's where I really see how watercolor is being used in a you know in a way professionals been doing it. But right now, I've seen a lot of artists like Louis, um, very nice. The way he do the portrait, I just really love it.
Was that darker color you were using a moment ago? Is that neutral tint?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perfect. So,
The neutral tint, and I'm mixing it with the uh, this lunar blue.
ooh, I'm gonna have to try that mixture. I have not mixed those two together. Neutral tint and lunar blue.
Yeah, so it's not that when you look at when it's blend together. Um, and I'm gonna switch to this other subject here. This one, this boat. Let's use the this. I also love this one, the cobalt pale blue, and you mix it with the ultramarine turquoise.
My heart just got happy when I saw the teal color blend into the other boat. These colors are
Yeah,
so pretty.
very nice.
I love that you let them blend in and out of each other. Very nice.
Did you say phthalo turquoise?
Yeah, it's one of the color that I also use, but I most of the time I use this one and mix with ultramarine. I used to
Okay.
have.
There's a lot of questions about the brushes you're using.
Oh, so I I have a lot of brushes. I mean, a lot of brush. I collect a lot of brush. Expensive one, not so expensive. Anything as long as like this one. This is from Princeton brush, long round, number 6. This one.
You know, most of us artists, at least when we first start out, end up collecting a lot of brushes.
Yeah, I know. But when you're painting, when you get to it, like at the end, you have probably like 4 to 3 brushes. So when I'm painting, I just love colors to blend to each other. It's a small piece, but I want it. I want all the colors to just connect to each other.
A lot of good comments coming in on Facebook and Zoom. Beautiful brush strokes. What was some others? I love the way Eduardo uses colors, not too precious, and they bleed and merge. Yeah, lots of fun comments.
Thank you so much. Um, if you notice my painting, most of my painting are done that way. So I just wanted to bleed, connect to each other, and yeah. Uh, so it's just amazing how watercolor create those kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna really control all of the water, the pigment. You just leave it. If sometimes magic just happen. So that's
I
what
love it.
I really love with watercolor. And you don't even have to like finish the whole thing. I mean, just leave it there. As long as the subject is there, it's already a boat, and then you're good. So I'm just being a little bit careful. This is cool colors here, and these are warm colors. So I'm letting it dry a little, and I'll go back to that one.
There's a couple questions about detail. How do you
Mhm.
balance how much detail you do?
Oh, okay. Uh, well, it's just very simple. I don't want to really overcrowd the subject. So as long as, like for instance, I'm putting this is a wheel here. So I just want it simplified a bit because sometimes we're overwhelmed with the subject. There's really plenty of lines, plenty of elements there. So you just have to knock it out and try to simplify the whole thing. Uh, I think along the way, when you keep on painting, you'll go to that one. That some of the elements you don't have to include. You don't have to really copy it one by one.
Is it very humid where you are working?
Mm, no, not really.
Uh,
My room is also on an AC. So
do you ever use a dryer tool?
I do use a dryer also.
Nice.
But I'm being careful with the dryer because as I said, I wanted colors also to connect to each other. So, sometimes dryer, if you're not being careful, it just dries everything. So those portion that you wanted to still make it wet, leave it wet. I mean, so it dries already. Here, just like putting a little detail here.
Just the
There's really,
textures alone are amazing.
yes. There was a message in the chat that was beautifully, um, Lucy McCann is describing your painting style, Eduardo, and she stated, lost and found edges are part of the appeal and beauty of painting, especially watercolor. The detailed drawing gives him boundaries which he can use or not as he goes through the process of painting.
Yeah. Um, I think that's one of the thing with watercolor because um, the water element thing is that gives the beauty of this medium actually because it's not like acrylic or oil that when you put the color it's the color, that's it, you know what I mean. But watercolor, there's really movement, and that's really what I love. You can do some dry brush to put everything in detail, but I'd love to really start doing this one. But more or less, I have like a grip already of how this painting would look like. And anytime, a minute from now, I can decide to just, stop um, from the way I see right now from the painting.
Thank you.
So one of the thing that also for beginners also it's it's very scary to put water, to put the paint, because you're trying to control it. You're trying to put limit on that one when you're not supposed to do that because it's watercolor, and you just learn to um, know the timing. So I often go back to this technique because I love to put some texture like this one. So going back,
If
these two color, these two, you have the neutral tint. At the same time, you have the lunar blue. It's actually a good combination if you mix these two.
Eduardo,
Yeah.
this is Carolyn. I just had a quick question. The last brush you used for the little teeny details that you
Mhm.
put in, what is that brush?
Oh, this one.
Looks really pointy.
Yeah. This is from NIF. This is number 6, squirrel brush. Uh, and this is not a dagger brush, but this is like, Ma'am Ethel, I bought this brush from you
It's
before.
needle point. It's a needle point.
Needle point.
I
Okay.
typed in the chat.
Middle point.
Very, this is for me very useful brush because I love putting lines, you know, straight line. Just very for me very useful brush.
What is the
Beautiful.
brand again?
NIF,
NIF.
NEEF. Yeah.
It's in the
Okay.
chat.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So that's how important is the sketch, because you already put um, like an outline of where to, where to hit the dark areas. So it's more like right now what I'm doing is like putting some details. So just trying to remember where are those dark areas that build up the shape slowly.
I'm in there, but I'm not. I don't have any sound.
Huh?
I'm in there, but I don't have any sound.
Did you go in, you can adjust the sound. You adjust the sound?
No one's talking. We can hear you.
I think no one was talking actually.
Yeah, we're just quietly observing. Got quite a few people here. We've got over 40 in Facebook and 125 in Zoom.
Big apples.
So from how the painting look like now, it's kind of like everything is wash loose effect. So it's more of the timing now, like which part is already dry, which part is kind of like wet, and then when to add the next color so it won't be that very striking. It will still appear like loose color because that's just what I really wanted with this one. So like adding few small details on this one. Then going back with this brush, very nice brush.
I'm very amazed by how your paper is still wet. Usually I have trouble when things are drying and I don't even know which is wet anymore and which isn't. How do you keep track? Or is it all just kind of damp right now and you just know that?
So you can really tell which one when you're up close to the paper. You can tell which one is still wet, which one is already dry. So from here you can just strike anywhere. Like that one is of course very obvious, still a little bit wet, right? But on this part here, that's already dry, I can tell. So you get that straight line.
I'm just amazed that it's still wet enough to do that. I mean, that's my biggest problem is keeping the dampness. But,
I know.
but you're a professional, so you know.
There's
Often a
also
lot of that has to do with your environment and the climate around you. So today it's raining at my home, and that'll slow down everything's evaporation. But if it's sunny, that'll speed it up.
yeah. I'm from Philippines, and our place is really you only have two season, wet and dry season, and it's really gets too hot, very hot during summer. So when you're painting, everything gets very dry. So this is where I'm like putting up shapes on some of the areas. So I'm just adding the dark, um, going back with the dark color. So where to put, like for instance here, I'll put a little bit dark here, like that. Some dry areas here just to emphasize shape by doing that.
How long do you usually take to paint a full painting?
Mm, I can finish actually that painting in less than an hour.
Wow.
One
As
painting.
as we're seeing, we have about 6 minutes left, and this is amazing.
Yeah, honestly, I can decide to like stop for this one. Um, like one one of the biggest problem is like when to stop painting. That's also one of the thing. But if you guys are already happy, you are good with it. So I think you can just say it's this is it. I can stop painting.
Wow. How do you usually decide when you're done?
It's just from the look. If everything is kind of like being composed already, I'll just have to decide to say that's already that's it. I'm good. One of the biggest problem is yeah that thing when to stop. So a little like what I'm doing here is it's a bit of a technique. Just put that long straight brush, then with this one, I do this one. Just put some straight line. See that? Not really straight. So um, then you, because I don't want it to really be very solid.
I love how you put down a mark or a line and then you mess it up.
Yeah, because sometimes those straight lines, I find it also very boring when it's finished. Okay, so uh, I have to use this one. I love using the white, titanium white. This is very
And this
good.
this is gouache, correct?
Yeah, this is gouache.
Okay.
So that's why I have a separate palette, small palette here. Let's put it there. make sure the brush is clean. And then you can hit those with dark, like here. Just do like that. And then I'll go back to this kind of brush. So I can mix it here. And then just a little splash.
That turquoise and burnt orange are like contrasting each other so beautifully. Did you plan that out?
Yeah, yeah. So like a while ago, I said that I'm making sure that this is kind of like dry before I put this warm color here because I don't want it to really jump in and then lose the cool colors from this part because this is my warm colors here. So
That's
that's one of the things that I'm doing. I took this photo during winter. Um, creating an effect, creating something that you are satisfied already, regardless of how the painting look like. If you're happy with it, if you're good with it, then you can say, I can already stop painting. So, yeah, this one is for me. I'm good with this one. I'm
Oh,
happy
you
with the
got it.
paint.
Did you sign it yet?
No, not yet. I'm gonna sign it.
Yeah, it's not done till you sign it.
Okay, so here's my signature.
I think sometimes the signature is also part of you. You know, it's a work of art in and of itself.
Yeah. All right. So this will be the final output, and I hope you guys happy with this one. I'm happy with the output, the result. I love this. I love the result of the painting. The contrast. It's. I was able to also do that one. There's light. There's dark color.
That's beautiful. Would you mind posting that on your socials and tagging Daniel Smith? We would love to
Yeah,
have that.
sure. Yeah,
Beautiful.
definitely, definitely.
Do we get to see your face again so we can say goodbye?
All right. Let me switch to. I'm sorry for that one. Let me switch to my camera.
That painting is incredible. Wow.
You
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you everybody for
Thank you.
joining us today. We hope to see you
Thank you.
next Thursday.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for
Thank
sharing
you.
your
Eduardo, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.